So, Nathaniel, what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of our childhoods.
Okay.
Bryce Wilson.
Yeah.
You were a child once. Yes.
Yes, I was at one point.
Do you remember what that was like?
I'm struggling. I really struggle.
Ah.
Because you know I'd
Bring
like...
yourself into the mindset. Close your eyes.
All right. Just prefacing
Ready?
this, I don't have a brain, so I can't
It's
like...
cool.
my
It's cool.
memory-
Close your eyes.
All right.
All you have to say one phrase.
My eyes are closed.
Whisper into the mic.
Okay.
I'm baby.
I'm baby. It's all back. It's
Yeah,
flooding back. It's
perfect,
all coming.
perfect.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No,
That's the
just hit me.
shit. I'm
It hit
telling
me.
you.
It hit me. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
my eyes were closed, so I tried to, and I ran into the mic with my lips. I gave it a little kiss.
Dude, you kissed the
I
mic.
kissed the microphone.
Dude, that's the same mic I sneeze on. That's the sneeze mic.
What do you have a designated sneeze mic?
Well, because it's the one you use, so
You
it's the
just
one
be-
I sneeze
You
on.
just be sitting on your bed. I have to sneeze.
I
Oh my
gotta
god!
sneeze,
You
yeah.
crawl over and reach for the.
To
You
the
just,
mic.
and you sneeze into the microphone.
It's the sneeze mic.
Yeah, it's the sneeze.
I
mic.
record every single one of my sneezes.
So
Oh, should we do an actual introduction?
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Bryce Wilson.
I'm also Bryce Wilson.
We're
Distinguish our voices.
just yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck finding out which is which. You know,
fucking moron.
freaks.
Gotta love belittling anyone who listens to anyone who takes the time to support us by listening to our voices.
Yeah,
You stupid you're so fucking dumb. Jesus, and you smell? Right? They smell?
I don't know how you'd be able to tell.
This is the smell mic.
This is
The
so
one
this
I'm
is the
using.
sneeze mic, and that's the smell
Yes. Yeah.
mic. Okay, yeah. I
Anyway-
didn't mean to call you guys freaks. Thank you for because
Yeah.
we're just
I didn't-
starting. This is the third episode, and we're just starting. We're
Well,
just starting this.
This is technically the fifth
Technically,
episode.
this is the fifth episode
But there's 2 episodes that are
that we
not
didn't
good.
release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chronologically, this is the third episode that we're gonna release, though. So thank you for listening. You know,
We've got 30 plays so far.
we do. Yeah,
I'm
and
very
I
excited, yeah.
that I want to thank everyone. That's actually super sick because we just started this like a week ago, and we already have, people who a couple friends texted me that they're like, "Wow, this is really, really, this is good." And
Yeah.
one of my friends, Marquise, dude who I knew back in middle school, we did theater together. He's amazing, and we actually just took our senior photos together. But he texted me, he was like, "I hate you," and I was like, "Why?" I was genuinely a little concerned, and he goes, "Because your podcast is because you did a podcast before I did, and it's good." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much." So that was really nice of him. But all the genuine the feedback we've gotten is pretty cool.
My friend Devin also hit me up and he was talking.
Oh, that's
about it.
cool.
Yeah, he's from Georgia.
So
we
he
had
listened?
we were gonna. Yeah, I think so.
Devin
we were,
listened to it. That's sick. That's sick.
We were gonna
Thank you,
have a
Devin.
podcast together called Bus Talk or whatever because we sat on the
Bus
bus.
talk.
Yeah, we
Yes.
sat on the bus going to school. And it was when I was living in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
My bus came at 6:20 a.m.
Jesus, when did school start?
like 8:25, and we got to school around 8.
Okay.
So it was about an hour and like
Gotcha.
30-minute bus ride every day. And it sucked.
Yeah.
So we would just talk on the bus.
Like an hour and 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That's enough to do. That's way longer than our podcast.
That's a class. Yeah, it's. Well, we didn't actually talk in the bus, but we didn't do a podcast, but were like, hey, we talk about random stuff and we always make each other laugh.
Exactly.
However, we were 14.
Yeah.
So anything
well,
we were
yeah.
saying was not good. And I'm sure 2 years from now I will have the same opinion
About this.
Yeah. Well, it was fun because the bus rides were so long that typically we would fill it with doing illegal things. Like maybe drinking. Maybe we did some edibles once.
What?
Yes.
Woo.
Maybe we took some narcotics as we got
I
dealt
think we're gonna stop. We'll cut it off right there.
at narcotics. I think that was what is considered a narcotic?
I don't know. Well, you look that up.
Is that like heroin?
I have no idea, dude.
Because if it is, then I have not taken heroin.
Yeah, no, that's That's I've seen a couple different like movies and things that show how fucked up you
Okay,
get
no,
on
no,
heroin.
no,
That's
yeah,
not-
yeah. So I guess technically I took one narcotic one time because this guy had OxyContin. Dude, I was in a fucked up state, okay? You don't
Jeez.
understand. It was sophomore year, sucked.
Oh my
It was
God.
sad.
Yeah.
Some devastating stuff happened,
Yeah.
stuff that I'm not gonna
Uh-huh.
disclose to the world because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily my stuff to spew, but
Of course.
and it definitely didn't hit me as hard as it hit the people that were actually going
Mhm.
through it.
I think. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
But
Oh God.
it was a rough year, and I remember this kid, the most annoying kid on the bus. His name was Tucker. He was a 20-year-old senior. Yeah, and I was a sophomore.
Seriously? Like
Yeah.
20 years old.
20 years old, and he would brag about it. Who's like, yeah, I'm 20. Like, fuck
Who's
you.
bragging to kids 6 years younger than them?
Well, sophomore year I was 15, but yeah,
Okay. Still.
exactly. Like
Ew.
big guy. Well, he was small, but like big dumb.
Big dumb.
Big dumb.
ape brain.
Ape. Yeah,
Big
exactly.
ape-brain
But the thing
energy.
is I find ape brain as almost an endearing insult. And it's almost like, oh well, that's kind of like nice, sort of, right? So if someone said,
The first time you said Bryce, that was some ape brain shit you just said there. I was like, he's calling me
an idiot,
an
I was telling you to turn your fucking brain on.
exactly like
Wolf
that first
of Wall
like the
Street,
time
maybe?
my girlfriend was. Oh yeah.
He's like, turn it. Which I thought you guys talked about it, and I thought it was like some line that like Leonardo DiCaprio would say, but it was just in the background of like one scene.
One time, my girlfriend was just sitting there doing a tie-dye shirt at our friend's party, and you looked at her and you go, Brittany. That's my girlfriend's name. Brittany, you look like
I prefaced it with I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah, no.
I
and it
love
was-
Brittany. Brittany's
it
the
was funny.
best.
Yeah, no, I do too.
Kind of gross, kind of cringe, maybe.
Cringe. I
Cringe?
have a crush on.
Can we do we have a cringe? Do we have a cringe sound? If we don't have a cringe sound, I'll do one right now.
What's your cringe sound?
Anyway,
That's our cringe sound. Anytime something cringe happens, that's what we gotta do.
Okay.
Anyway, and
actually, because this is recorded, you can just clip. All right, I'll dead silence. I'll do the cringe sound real fast.
yeah, I don't know if we're gonna play the entire because that was like a 10 seconds.
Did I wanted it.
the entire thing anytime
want the
something cringe happens?
Yeah,
Maybe
you
I'll
know
just
what?
Put it in the background.
Keep
or
all of
something.
this in. Keep the explanation
All
of the
it,
cringe
yeah.
sound.
No,
all
I'm
of it.
gonna. But
Yeah, but I
You
prefaced
were-
it by saying
yeah,
I'm not trying to be
exactly.
mean.
and then
Um,
you looked at her and said, "Brittany, you look like a gorilla trying to do a puzzle."
Yeah, not like just like the her facial expression of like confusion, but also getting a small grasp of it.
Yeah, interest.
Yeah.
Confusion and interest.
Confusion and curiosity.
There you go.
The two C's.
Yeah, we talk about that from time to time, and that's what I think of when he says ape brain, because gorillas do be apes.
That's true.
Gorillas do be
Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba.
Thank you for that.
Exactly. That's how we do it. Yeah.
Oh, but I was back when we were talking about thanking our anyone who's listening. I also wanted to plug for anyone who because like if you found out about it from like the Twitter account or from something else, I wanted to plug, or if you don't know about the Twitter account but you're still listening, I wanted to plug the Twitter account. We Aren't Special with a 1 after it, no punctuation, all lowercase.
That is our at.
That is our at. For
Haha,
Twitter.
don't at me, but actually do, please.
But yes. And then you can get access to the website from there, which is being updated every day.
Yeah, I
And,
run the Twitter account, so if you
yes.
want to see me tweet something,
Yeah, and you can
Vile.
if you want to contact us on the bottom of the website, which I'm really proud of. I really
Bryce killed it on the website.
Thank you so much, and Nathaniel helped me out with that. But
Not really. I wrote my. No,
Y-
Bryce wrote my bio.
no,
I
you
didn't write
definitely
my
wrote
bio.
Your entire bio.
I didn't write the bio about me
Yeah.
kicking ass.
But yeah, if you'd like to check that out, we put a lot of work into both of those, the Twitter and the website, and on the website, you can click on a link where you can listen to the podcast
Yes.
on Anchor for free. None
And-
of this you
or
have to pay
Spotify.
any- or Spotify, any of that.
And hopefully, Apple Podcast
And
soon.
and there's also a section on the website where you can enter a question. You can
Yes.
ask questions that we will answer on the podcast.
Ask us anything.
Anything you want, and if we we'll grab one, for a podcast, and we will answer that.
Maybe we'll
question.
grab 2.
Maybe
3.
Maybe.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying.
Yes.
I took-
Yeah. Thank you. But
Yes.
that is that. If you want to check that out.
So anyway, I was on the bus taking OxyContin from a kid 5
Yes.
years older than me who was a senior, and I was 15, so he was
Yeah.
20.
Gosh, that's a little creepy.
That's Atlanta, baby.
Atlanta.
What do
That's
you-
Atlanta, baby.
What's Atlanta's. I live there, so I know Georgia's state phrase,
Their slogan.
their slogan.
What is their slogan?
That's Atlanta,
That's
baby.
Atlanta, baby.
Yeah. Bryce, please tell the scooter story.
Shit.
Please tell the scooter story.
This wasn't even I don't even consider this that long ago. I was still a kid, and it's still a childhood memory. But
Can I set the scene?
I was only 13. I
Alright.
was 13 years old when this happened, so I guess I was a teenager. Yeah,
so you were
go for it.
13,
Mhm.
so the year is 2012.
No,
2014. You know me.
At the
good
earliest,
I
yeah.
graduated.
It also
So
could've
the
been
fact that I
2000
said that and I have my diploma. It's
Yes,
sitting
you do.
in this room.
You do. I think.
I have a diploma.
Yeah,
I didn't even take a math my senior year. So that's
That's
probably
crazy.
why. I was really
But
afraid
yeah,
to
no.
start
Set the
college.
scene
Okay.
for this story, and then I will tell it.
The year is 2014.
Dun, 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 dun,
It is April 20th.
dun, dun,
Bryce,
dun, dun,
the
dun.
Mormon badass, Wilson,
dun, dun, dun,
is hanging out with friends. This is where the story picks up. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
I hope that was good.
So every once in a while, thank you. You were good too. It was definitely not April 20th. I don't remember what day it was.
Well, I said April 20th just because.
Just to give them
420.
A date. Oh,
Brow,
420.
brow, brow.
Ooh,
Dude, like
I don't even
weed.
think I knew what weed was at that point. I'm not gonna lie. I was 13
In
years old.
2014?
Yeah, I didn't know what weed was.
Bro, in 2014, I was already snorting cocaine
That's
at the age of 12.
wow.
Yeah.
That could explain why you never got your diploma.
I actually did get
You
my.
did get
You
your-
never got your
I
diploma.
did. I
Out of the
never
two
got
of us, one of us
my
has our diploma.
Yeah.
I mean, you graduated, but physically, I have my diploma.
Yeah, you do.
And preface: I did not snort cocaine. In
Yeah, no,
2014.
I
I've
didn't.
never done cocaine, and I
yeah.
don't want to.
But we back in middle school. It started in elementary school. I had this good group of guys, right? It
The
was guys
boys,
and
as we would
gals,
call them.
But it was guys and gals, so it was not all boys. But I
Boys
guess
as
you,
in
the boys,
the gender-neutral term for the boys.
the boys, and
You know.
and we lived. Our school had this big park. It was called a Purple Park because it was purple.
Ah.
And it's right outside of our school.
How creative you guys
and,
were.
we would, people would hang out at that park all the time before, after school, just, because it was right there. And all of our houses were within, under 5-minute walking distance from this park and the school. I would walk to school as well. And we would go to this park every Friday because, school was out for the week. It was done. And after school was out, none of us would do homework. We'd all go home, drop our...
Wait, so it was spring break?
No. School was out for the week. It was done. And then...
Oh, so it was the weekend.
Yes, it was the week. For that week, school was done. And,
So it was Friday.
And yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
Every
I was
Friday.
not paying attention.
You're good.
I'm asking the questions that the audience
the big
would want to
questions,
ask.
the good questions, the deep
Yes.
questions. We would go home, we would set our stuff down, and then we would just book it to that park.
Sorry.
we would just book it. We would book it to that park, and we would just chill there, just screw around, whatever.
Beaten
And
cocks.
there were some tables that we would
Can we
just
cut
sit
out
at,
when I said beaten cocks right there?
and there was some tables
Oh,
that we
God.
would sit at.
That look shows me you're not
Yeah,
going to be
sorry
cut
about
out.
that. And we would sit there, and then we would walk to the 7-Eleven that was closest to my house. Out of all of our houses, there was a 7-Eleven, and we would just walk, all of us, down the street. We'd be talking, yelling, being, crazy little 11 and 12-year-olds, because
Little
that's
guys.
when we started it.
But you were 13 because you were a failure.
That's what I'm saying. When we were starting it, we started it around 5th, 6th grade, 11 and 12 years
okay.
old. And we would go down, and I never had any money. Any money I had, I would either stuff I'd find around the house.
So you're telling me at 11 you didn't have a job?
No, of course I didn't have a job.
Jesus.
I was 11 years old. Pretty sure that's too young to have a paying job in Texas. That is too young. Well, not to have just a babysitting job or something, but to
Some of
be
us
on a
were making
payroll.
bank.
You were not the first job you ever had was a haunted house, and you were like what, 12?
No, 1.
14.
I was 16.
16.
And then when I was 11, I was a human cannonball in a circuit. So, because I was the only one small enough to fit in the cannons.
So that is why you were dropped on your head.
Yes,
so
I
many
wasn't
times.
dropped on my head as a child. I was shot
You were literally shot
240 miles per hour into a brick wall
into a brick.
as an 11-year-old.
Bam, bam.
I talk about getting hit by a car in 8th grade. Sorry, I was
Didn't
actually
you were actually shot out of a
I
cannonball
was actually
and hit. But here, let
Yes.
me finish out my my thing.
I'm just interrupting to add humor.
We
You know
we
what
would
humor is.
we would go to
7-Eleven.
the 7-Eleven, and those kids would have money. They would buy just junk, just drinks. There were donuts and just gum, drinks, candy, all kind of. They would get this stuff. It was Airheads Extremes, which they would call Gaken, 'cause gay bacon. It was rainbow little things that looks like bacon, but like
They
in a
called it
rainbow.
gay bacon.
Gay bacon, which
You could tell that this is 2014.
yeah, no, this was actually like 2012 and 2013, but
And you
yes.
were cool with it being called Gaken, even though you were a
I didn't care. I didn't give a flying feathery
Freak.
foot about that kind of stuff
Dang.
at that moment. I
Dang,
did not.
you were edgy back
Exactly. Oh, I
then. Calling
was.
things
Anyway,
Gaken.
so and that happened every Friday. It was one of the best memories I had of elementary school. And we
Wait, you were in
continued
6th
doing
grade,
it
though.
through. Yeah, because elementary school is 6th grade for me. For you, it wasn't.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
And we continued doing it in middle school. And we stopped at one point. But there was one time where we went down to the 7-Eleven, and there was this group of 8th graders and this dude.
Let's call him.
Big Jim. Can we call him Big Jim?
Can you call him A-Rod?
A-Rod.
Yeah.
A-Rod.
It's
That's
got more funk to it.
And A-Rod was in 8th grade. We were all in 7th grade, and he went into the 7-Eleven after us, and we saw him, and he was just walking around. He didn't care, he was in 8th grade. He had a god complex. We were in 7th grade, and my other friend,
More like an A-Rod complex.
and he was making fun of one of our friends. He had long hair, and he was making fun of him. One of our friends that walked in with us, and was walking around with us, and I didn't hear it, but one of my closest friends back then was like, they're making fun of him. They're making fun of our friend with long hair, and I was like, what the heck? And me being a dumb little 13-year-old boy in 7th grade, I was like, this is not okay. That's bullying. I
mean, it technically is bullying.
no, it was.
And it was not okay.
It wasn't. He wasn't saying it to his face, but he was kind of just yelling it out. He was making fun of him, and so I went outside. And
Well, imagine being that much of a piece of human shit.
I know, right?
I hope he's changed.
I know. No, you haven't. I haven't even finished to the point where he's an actual piece of human shit. But I hope he has too. But A-Rod was with a group of his little guys, little minions, and they were all in 8th grade.
Shit.
And I went outside, and all their little scooters were sitting there, right?
Dude.
And I took one of them, which I didn't know, but it happened to be A-Rod's scooter.
Hell yeah.
And I just went and I put it behind the 7-Eleven. That was
stole.
it. That was all I did. I put it
you
behind there, and then I came back around. I just hit it, so it was away from all the other scooters. And then I was like, oh fuck. I panicked.
Shit.
I was like, oh shit, I just did that. So I ran across
How
the
can
street
you run with an erection?
to
though?
the oh my god.
Yeah, because you must have been rock hard
I
from all
was
the
not.
adrenaline.
I was not rock hard. I was
Did you even have a penis back then?
I was panicking.
My penis didn't come in until 10th grade.
Jesus Christ.
Should I not tell people that?
No, I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should. I genuinely, I had anxiety. I was like, oh shit, I just did that. And I thought, they're bigger than me. I didn't know they were in 8th grade. I honestly thought they were in high school, but they were in 8th grade. They're bigger than me. And they're gonna kick my ass if they find out. So I went back to the park because I just got too scared. I was on my bike. I went back to the park, and then I came back because I didn't see my friends coming up. I just left them, and then I saw them. They were just chilling there. I
You
was
saw
like,
your friends?
Yeah, they
Okay.
were coming back up, and I was like, oh my god, I thought you guys had like gone home, and they were like, Bryce, run, like run, and I was like, what? And then I saw like A-Rod and his friends coming around the corner. I was like, oh shit, they knew that he was looking for me. They knew I had done it, and I started just because I was like 20 seconds from my house. I could just book it right down the alleyway to my house, and I started doing that, and they blocked me off. They cut me off,
Shit.
and they into the driveway of some guy's house, and this guy comes up to me, and he just looks me dead in the eyes. He's like, you broke my fucking scooter, dude. You broke my. I didn't break it. It was just like, you know how you twist the scooter handle, and he's like, you owe me $5. Like, give me $5 right now.
So he's
He was
robbing
looking
you.
me in the eyes, and I started to tear up. I started to cry.
That's such a sad story.
I was like, oh my god, and that was a not traumatic necessarily, but something that happened when I was younger, childhood memory.
Yeah. I had a bully once.
Yeah, talk to me about your bully. What happened?
Yeah, mine
What
was.
happened there?
I don't know if I should follow up because your story, like nothing, like it was like sad because it was like, oh, poor little Bryce, but like I actually got the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Mine was just kind of like he
so-
was a bully.
Yeah, like the more I talk about this, the more I realized how fucked up it actually was.
Yeah,
It
it
feels like something
was.
out of a Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
So when I lived in Florida up until I was 12,
Mhm.
or yeah, okay, yeah, up until I was 12. So this I lived in Florida up until I was 12. I lived on the beach.
Yes.
And this takes place when I was 10 because I was in
you were 10. I
5th
remember.
grade. Yeah, I was in
You
5th
telling me
grade. And the kids in question were also in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
But so they must have been 13 or 14, so they were they were a lot older than I was. And I also
they
thought,
seemed a lot like
yes.
bigger to you because you were in 5th grade and they were in
Yeah.
8th grade versus me being 13 and then
Yeah.
yeah. Keep going.
So what had happened was my brother and I were hanging out and walking around, and there's this lake, and the kids in question were there one day fishing, and my brother and I were like, yeah, you know what, that we'll just hang out with them because you're a kid, you're like, you don't have any anxiety or anything,
Yeah.
so you're just
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
so we were having
bigger
so much
kids.
fun. And then one of these kids pulls out an airsoft gun.
Oh god.
And I was like, those airsoft kids sucked. They were the cringiest
I
and
wanted to
grossest.
be an airsoft kid, but
Huh?
yeah, they did. I wanted to be an.
I
airsoft
kind of was, but I didn't shoot people for no reason.
kid. No, yeah.
My brother and I shot each
My
other.
mom
a lot.
never wanted to get me a gun.
Yeah,
Any type of gun.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense because it's nothing fun comes from owning an airsoft gun other than the fact that you just get hurt a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's cool for like a younger kid to oh it's a gun. I got a gun. It's just cool.
I
to
own a
hold.
gun.
Like
This episode is sponsored by my AR-15 automatic assault rifle.
bang 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 bang
bang, bang.
That was the AR.
That was the
yeah,
AR,
keep going.
yes.
Keep going.
I don't actually have an AR-15 automatic assault rifle. I was Big Josh. I don't
Big
own
Josh,
guns. Guns freak me out. But and they had an airsoft gun, and then one of them like shot my brother. And my brother, so I was 10.
Wasn't
so
he
Damien,
6?
he must have been 6.
Yeah.
6 years old. Like that. Oh, and I was blood was a boiling. And then but that didn't like end there. They pushed him into this bee bush. So there's a bush with a bunch of flowers, so there's a bunch of bees.
Yeah.
And he got stung by a bee and he was crying. So one of the kids I pushed into the lake. Like I pushed him, he fell down the bank and he went
Ballsy.
pretty ballsy. But
Pretty ballsy on your part.
it was different because it was my brother and I physically hurt him. And so
Yeah, because that's a fucked up thing to do
yeah.
in general, but to
Yeah.
a 6-year-old.
yeah, so and then they start like and there's 3 of them. And there was my brother and I. My brother wasn't going to do anything because he was 6.
Yeah.
So I like sent him home and he went home. He like rode his little tiny bike home. And then I was freaking out. And they had a golf cart. So I knew I probably couldn't outrun him. But I still hopped on my bike and I started booking it. What they decided to do was get in their golf cart. They rode their golf cart against the back tire of my bike. And I fell off. We were going pretty fast. I landed in grass. But still,
Okay.
we were going pretty fast. And it hurt really bad.
Yeah.
And I got the wind knocked out of me. And they all got
That
out.
sucks
And the
ass.
biggest of them, I got the wind knocked out of me. And I was like, ugh, ugh, as you do.
as you do when you get the wind knocked out of you.
And
I think that's pretty accurate.
yeah, it really is. And then he punched me in the eye. He broke my glasses. it caught my eye and gave me a black eye. And then the next year in 6th grade, I saw the other 2 kids, because the other 2 kids were in 7th grade at the time, so they were 8th grade, and they were my size. So the big one was the one who had to do all the fighting. But yeah, that's the end of that story. I never really saw them because they didn't live in my neighborhood. They were just there to fish.
But they were, like, that's fucked up.
It really is.
Like I can understand being, in 8th grade talking to a 7th grader, being like, "Oh, I'm bigger than you." That that
or even
God,
pushing me down.
That God complex. Fine. I can understand.
Because I pushed one of them, but the shooting my brother with the BB gun,
and driving a golf. Like, where do they get a golf cart?
I think the 8th grader was really rich.
Okay,
we lived it. So
I think it's
lived
illegal.
in a rich.
You have to have a license to some sort of license.
Well, it's Florida, so it's a bunch of old people, and he lived with his grandparents, and everyone in Florida is old and has a golf cart.
Yes.
So
everyone in Florida.
It was just old. I don't know. Looking back now, I can tell that he had like
some sort of issue.
Yeah, I mean,
people who find it okay to treat other people like that.
No, I didn't mean like I meant more along the lines of like. His parents, he lost his parents at a young age.
Yeah, no.
So I just...
not find it okay. I guess what I meant to say is, as kids, the troubled ones, not the troubled ones, maybe, I don't know, but the ones who are bullies, like, who act out like that are, their home life is going to be a little...
Yeah. So now I don't really care about it.
Yeah.
But back then I was really upset.
Yeah,
obviously.
Of course you would be.
So, yeah, they didn't try and rob me. But they did beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, and I think that guy was just talking out of his ass. He was like, "I'm bigger than you, and I'm gonna get money from you because you." He was just pissed off, and I was a little boy.
I never got that about like this area.
Yeah,
it's like the land of suburbia. Like no one here is tough. You're not tough shit.
Not really. Okay. Yeah, no. Everyone here is pretty lenient. Not lenient, but like.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're just middle class.
Yeah,
you're not like
we're very middle class.
I
think we're a little above middle class, but like...
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we're middle class, but the area we are is fucking... Like, it's huge. It's populated. We went to a high school with...
Like 6,000 kids.
6,000 kids. Our graduating class was above 1,000 kids, which, I mean, when you hear, like, a typical graduating class, it's going to be... 500, 600, maybe 800. But our class was like 1,000 kids.
Our graduating class was the same amount of people that were in my old high school when I left.
Oh God, yeah, that's insane. The way it worked, because I started going to school here in 4th grade, and it might work the same way in a lot of other places, but there were so many kids that we have a ton of elementary schools, and then a couple of those are in segments based on where they are, and then those filter into 3 middle schools, and then those filter into the high school,
Where I was, there were 2 middle schools and 2 elementary schools and 1 high school.
Gotcha, okay.
Well, there were 4 high schools, but for a bunch of different,
areas. Here we have more than 1 high school. We have 2 specifically in our little city.
We did donuts, actually, in the second high school's parking lot one night.
We did, actually.
It was winter. I had just gotten my car.
And he was like, let's go drive around.
So we drove to the second high school in our area.
Yeah. And we drove around the back. It wasn't in the front parking lot.
Yeah, the football field.
It was by the football field. Yeah, because I remember we climbed that big old
tower.
Tower, dude.
It was just a good night in general.
It was freezing.
I let you drive my car for the first time. We all did donuts. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Then we
all
parked.
All 2 of us.
Because we're cool like that.
Yeah.
I remember the boys.
Specifically
me and Bryce alone, because no one else would hang out. And we climbed the top of that tower. And it was freezing, and I was terrified because I thought it was one of those metal, like, football stadium. It was on the turf or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think it was like the tower a band director would like sit at the top.
Okay, I thought it was like an announcer tower, but yeah.
Yeah, like same type of thing.
Yeah, just like one of those like metal towers. It's not really like.
Be like,
I'm a band director. 1 step and stop. Let me count up the metronome.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember something my band director would say back in freshman year.
Bryce, get your hand out of your pants.
the kid on the field. Get your hand out of your pants.
I'm sorry.
You said the same thing I said.
I did.
You're gonna add something to it.
I thought I was too. I couldn't think of anything. My band had and it's still to this day probably with quarantine or COVID, I don't think they're gonna be meeting anytime soon.
Bryce, come up here and give me a back rub.
It's just a
But
creepy band
oh wait,
director.
no, I do remember there was one time the band director specifically called me out, which is crazy in a band that has 700 members.
Okay,
which
what-
is huge in the
what did
first
he
place for a
say?
band. As a freshman, I'm an idiot. I'm a little idiot. And sometimes when I wasn't playing, I played the trumpet. Sometimes I was just sitting out on the field. They would be playing, and I would just do some dance moves, because I wanted to have fun with it. Do some, little boy dance. It was.
I
it
would
was
not
weird.
have been friends with you in freshman
Yeah,
year.
no, not at all. I'm surprised I had friends in freshman year. I'm serious. But I would just start doing dance moves, and there was one time where the band director was like,
The trumpet player, you know who you are. Cut it out.
and I was like, oh, okay.
Little do you know, behind you there was another trumpet player just hitting his vape.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think.
The trumpet player, you know who you are. Those are some sick moves. Keep it up.
Just like
Yeah, that's how it went. That's exactly how it went. Yeah, those were fun times. Those were.
yeah. Cringe, but or what's the cringe sound? Let me think. Oh yeah.
It was. Yes. Thank you for that. It was very cringy. I was just a cringy dude, back in.
Who wasn't?
freshman
He
year.
as a freshman.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember. Should I even talk? I don't know how much I should talk about. But the freshman year was the first time that I grabbed a boob.
It was.
It was.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about our first experiences.
Okay.
Let's give a little bit of a. This is about childhood memories, but we're gonna talk about our first.
Okay, well then let's talk about our first kiss.
Yeah, let's start with the first kiss.
Yours is a much more interesting story. Mine was in 6th grade.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend. I was a fucking player up
You-
until
yeah,
I got
dude.
depression and then I hated myself.
Oh God.
But no, so in 6th grade, I had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Annabelle. And we were walking to the bus stop and we were holding hands.
Ooh.
I know. My hand was all
Holding hands
sweaty
in
maybe.
6th grade.
Maybe my hand was all
That was the first time I held hands too. That was like
Yeah.
oh,
I know. It was
holding
pretty,
hands.
it was pretty
Oh
sick.
my God.
And I walked her to her bus, and then she was about to say goodbye, and I was about to say goodbye. And then I looked at her and I said, "Hey, can I kiss you?" And she thought about it, and she was like, "I guess." So I leaned in,
Hey.
right on the
Hey.
lips, baby.
Right on the yeah.
Yeah.
At least you got consent.
I got consent.
You didn't just
That's no joke. Always get consent.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Always.
always
even
get
if you're, even if
consent.
you're making out or kissing or anything. Always get consent. You never know what anybody's dealing with, and if you,
You're right. You're
all
right.
it takes is you going up to hug them without asking if it's cool, and then
You're
they freak out.
no, it could be. You also have to gauge the situation sometimes, because if like the first time my current girlfriend, the first time we kissed, it was we went on a date, then we just headed back to her house, and we were just chilling there, and we were sharing each other's music tastes. She was listening to a song that I really liked, and I was like, I have a plan.
Yeah, you don't
I'm gonna
want to.
play this song. I'm gonna kiss her. I didn't want to say, can we kiss? I was just gonna play the song, then I was
Yeah.
gonna kiss her, and then she beat me to it. She went for it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know it can ruin the mood, and
Exactly.
I understand
Sometimes it can.
that. I'd
So
rather be safe than sorry,
just
though.
gauge the situation.
Yeah, I don't know how I would feel though if I went in for a kiss and it was smooth, and I didn't say anything beforehand, but then later I found out that the person I kissed was uncomfortable. I would just feel like such a shitty person.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So-
that's kind of a little bit how my first kiss went too.
Yeah.
I was dating this girl back in 8th grade, a 14-year-old kid in 8th grade, and I hadn't had my first kiss yet. And my two other friends who were close friends with my girlfriend and I, we were all in theater together. They were like, "Bro, Bryce, let's go to the park today. Let's invite her and just come on." And I was like, "What's going on?" And they were like, "Okay, we're gonna walk over here. We're gonna walk over to these tables." It was the same tables that my elementary school group would wait at on Fridays.
At the Purple Park.
Purple Park, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Purple Park, and I had my first kiss at Purple Park, and they were like, "Okay, you guys sit down at this table, and we're gonna sit over here," and we sat down. Oh God, it's so awkward. I can't imagine how she felt. I was feeling that, butterflies in my stomach,
Yeah.
ooh, it's about to happen, dude.
Like there's
And
a
we just
ghost- like
sat
you're a
there.
ghost.
It was so awkward because neither of us said a word to each other. And we just stared at the ground, and we started drawing on the ground in chalk because there was chalk on the ground. And at one point, I just looked up at her and I leaned in and I kissed her. and it wasn't like a kiss. It was just like you know how like your lips are like your lips are puckered. Both of our lips are puckered.
You just punched her lips with your lips.
Pretty much while they were puckered. It wasn't like they kind of moved into it. You know, like when you kissed, it was just like they stayed puckered, they touched, and then they backed up.
Yeah, that's how my first.
Yeah, exactly. That was how.
You don't know how to kiss, and
Of course you don't.
Kiss?
Your first, you don't know how to kiss.
Well,
you
unless you're
see
practicing.
it on TV. What are you practicing?
Here.
Who you practicing with?
You don't have a dog, so.
Oh my god! I can imagine the thoughts going through your dog's head when you start practicing. He's like, "Oh, Nathaniel, oh,
Dude,
that's
stop. Okay, we're not gonna. I never kiss. Well, I kiss my dog in the head.
Okay.
All dogs love kisses.
You didn't actually.
But I didn't like
practice
cry
kissing
and
your
make
dog,
out.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But later I learned it was after we broke up. It was way later. But later, and that was the only time I ever kissed her. But later I learned that she had wanted to go, like she was going for my nose. She was just gonna kiss me on the nose, right? Just like the bridge of my nose, just like like that. And I didn't know that, but she had not planned on having her first kiss there. But that's what it was. And her sister, because like we see each other off every now and then. Every time we see each other, her sister, because she has a twin sister, mentions, she's like, "Oh my God, you guys dated in 8th grade and you were each other's first kiss." Oh. And it's really weird because she knows how it makes both of us feel, but it's it's funny to her.
Should we get to my boob
Yes,
story?
I want to get to your boob story.
Okay. This story's got a lot of parts to it. I don't know who's listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
And the person whose boob I saw and felt is a chill person.
Mm-hmm.
I love her a lot. She's very nice. I haven't talked to her in a while because she was in Georgia, but
Yes.
very chill. She could be listening to this. She might not. Hopefully she isn't. But if you are, this is anonymous. So, and the only person who feels awkward about it is me.
Yeah. Just full send.
Full
Just
send.
Tell me the story.
So it was 9th grade. We were doing a play, and it was the end of 9th grade. So it was around like May-ish, or probably late April, May. And we were doing a play. As freshmen, my friend Devin and I were able to do it.
Yeah.
Because Devin was there. It was actually the first time both of us had seen and felt a breast.
Ooh.
I know. So it wasn't like I wasn't pulling any moves. You'll understand how this works in a second.
Okay.
We were doing the play, and we would stay after school for to rehearse and stuff. And then after rehearsal, we would wait for parents to pick us up. And I had got a ride from Devin's mom because my dad worked, but Devin's mom was, I think, a substitute teacher, so she wasn't working all the time, and she was always out of class by the time that we had to be picked up.
Got you.
And my dad does land surveying, so that means he's outside all the time in the woods, and he's works from like 7 a.m. to like 7 p.m. So, I think all three. Devin's mom was really chill, so love that woman. She's the best. She really is. She was so sweet.
Sick.
So we stayed after school, and we were hanging with this girl. Okay, I'm gonna give her a name. I'm gonna call her Narcotic because it's what's been on
All
my
right. Yeah.
it's what's been on my
What's
computer
fresh in your
screen.
mind.
Narcotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Narcotic, Devin and I walked to a gas station that was probably like 15 minutes from the school, and we got some drinks, and then we were sitting on the grass in the back of a veterinary hospital. I was right next to it. We were playing Truth or Dare, and Narcotic, she prefaced it by saying, "Hey, like, you can't dare me to like suck you guys off or whatever."
Of course. Yeah.
So, well, because I hadn't even anticipated that.
Yeah. Of course not.
I was like,
That's not something you were thinking about. You were just
no,
a freshman.
neither one of us were thinking
Exactly,
about
and
that.
you're-
we
you're
were
not-
14. We were literally
You're not dicks.
nothing.
You're respectful.
Yeah, I thought she was cute, but there was nothing about like this situation that led me to think like, oh, something could happen.
Yeah.
So we got talking more, and we're like, "What do you mean? What do you think this game is going to be?" And she's like, "Oh, you know how Truth and Dare goes."
Yeah.
She was pretty popular, got us to parties. She was done a lot more than we had, and we were like, no, we don't. So, oh fuck, I don't even know if I should say this.
Say it. Just go for it. Full
Devin
send.
dared her to show us her
Her titties.
her titties, yes. And she did.
Okay.
And then later we felt them.
Cool. And she was cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't. It's so cringy and embarrassing. It was so awkward, and I felt so like weird. And
it's not a situation where.
Yeah,
'cause I know some
my only
people's-
thought process on the thing is I hope she didn't feel pressured because
Exactly.
were two
Yeah.
guys.
Because some people feel very like they really regret their first sexual experience of like any sexual experience. They regret. They might have felt super uncomfortable or obligated to do something that they didn't really want to do. So at least you didn't. Yeah.
And I didn't want
so
to.
at least you don't regret it.
I've never wanted to. Feel like I'm a very empathetic and respectful person, and
Yeah.
I never thought I don't want to pressure anybody.
Exactly, and I feel like we're both the same way on that. In the doing stuff with like anything sensual with a girl, like we want to be respectful.
Or a guy.
Just doing anything sexual with a girl, you want consent. You don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
that's
well, with
gonna,
anybody, you want consent. Yeah.
Anybody
I feel like
you want
sometimes you
consent.
forget that guys want
Yeah,
consent.
I know.
as
Yeah,
well.
no. But just like doing anything sexual with anyone,
Yes.
right? You want
Or
to make
just doing
sure
anything in general, even hugs. I hate hugs.
they
and there
are
people who
comfortable with it.
I absolutely hate hugs,
Mhm.
and there are people who will just hug me randomly, and it's
Yeah.
like, guys, stop.
Okay.
I'm not a big hug person.
Yeah, of course.
They make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And now everyone knows not to fucking hug me.
There you go.
You know what? This is the ultimate warning. Next time anybody hugs me,
You're going ape shit.
I'm shitting my pants.
You're
On command. I
Someone
will
walks
on
up to
command
Nathaniel.
shit myself.
Hi, Nathaniel. He's like a big ol'. That was the sound of a hug, and he goes, ah!
Yeah. Anyway, no, but yeah.
Yeah.
On the ride home, Devin and I were just texting each other because Mom was in the car, back and forth about how we were like,
How
dude,
exciting! Yeah.
this is high school.
It's
This
just-
is what high school's gonna be about.
Yeah.
Boobs? Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's not
you're
true.
young teenage guys.
Not what
it's
high school's
exciting
about.
to talk about it. It's
Yeah.
not at all what high school's about.
I mean,
It's
for some
stereotypically
people,
in a lot of movies,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, high school's where there's a lot of parties, a lot of
Yeah.
boobies.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for some people, yes, I'm sure high school was filled with sex. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So wait, one last thing. So if anybody has something that might be self-conscious about, I'm letting you know right now. Most people don't even care.
They don't.
Bro,
they don't.
As long as you're a good person,
That's kind of the point. Yeah.
people are there for you.
Yeah,
And-
as long as you have a good personality.
Oh, and
your
ask for
character,
consent,
your
you
morals.
s-
yeah,
you
please.
stupid
Oh my
pieces of
god, you
shit.
disgusting
you
freak. Just
fucking
ask.
animals.
Make sure they're okay with what you're doing.
You're not asking for consent. You're
Oh my God.
disgusting.
Ah,
You're so fucking
jeez.
gross. Ask for consent, you stupid pieces of dumpster shit.
Yeah, but thank you for listening. Thank you for.
Oh, is this the end?
No, it's not. I was
Oh.
just no, it's not yet. But thank you for listening. My first time, it was in high school, and
First
I
time
was not
what?
in a different state. Touching titty.
Ah.
Yeah, we were out in the woods,
Mhm.
like, cause like her parents were home, and we wanted to go like make out somewhere, and we were out in the woods, and I feel bad because I didn't ask, I didn't say anything, but we were making out, and I just kind of like put it there. That was it. I just put it there, and that was it. And she didn't stop me or anything. And I asked, I afterwards, I was like, hey, if you're ever uncomfortable, like tell me. And she's like, yeah, of course. But yeah, that was it. It wasn't anything too interesting. So I feel like your story was more interesting in that area. It's hot in the woods.
Yeah. Have
But yeah, that was the first time I did that.
you seen that video of the guy who said a female Bigfoot had sex with him? This has been the We Aren't Special podcast.
Yeah, this has. Thank you
so
so much for checking out, listening to our first kiss stories.
Moral of all of this: ask for consent. You sorry
Please.
sacks of shit.
You respectful people, because if they're gonna ask for consent, they're respectful.
Yeah, but
Be respectful.
But the fact
ask
that I
for
have to tell
consent.
them,
Yeah.
kind of's fucked up. The fact that I'm having to tell you
Yeah.
guys this,
Well, no, yeah, the fact that anyone has to hear that.
well, no, you have to be taught. You don't know from the get go.
Exactly. But
but the people listening should already know. And the
Yeah.
fact that I'm having to tell you,
You don't. You don't.
no,
have
I
to.
have to tell them.
Okay,
The fact
okay.
that I'm having to tell you means you guys suck.
You guys are great. Thank you for
You
being.
suck.
Thank you for being respectful to men and women.
And on that note,